Welcome to today's quick tip. Today's quick tip is actually about getting other people to talk. So, with that, what do you do with somebody when you're asking questions and they're giving you one-word answers? This is this is a little bit of a tricky one. But the first thing is to look back at your own questions. Are your questions open-ended or are they close-ended questions? I recognize this is basic, but I'm going to just hit it real quick. A close-ended question is a one-word answer, typically speaking, right? So, how old are you is going to be a close-ended question, or a yes/no question. Does this make you angry? Does this make you happy? Those kind of questions are going to just give you very short answers, right? And not a lot of information. Now, they have their place. It's not that you have to stay away from them, but I definitely think of the questioning approach as a funnel. And so you'll start with the open-ended questions, right? So, hey, what else do I need to know about your situation before we begin? That's a hard one to do a close-ended one-word answer, unless they say nothing. Say, well, if there was something, what would that be? Right? And so I really want to get them talking. What are the biggest challenges that you found when facing blah? Or what are the biggest, something like that. And now it sort of presupposes that there's more than one, and they're going to need to answer a couple of things. And if they give you a one-word answer, there's a method called TED, TED, that you can follow up with just about anything that they say. TED is it stands for tell. It's really tell me more. E is explain, or explain to me whatever, and then the D is describe to me. So if somebody says, if you're like, what are the biggest challenges that you've faced up to this point regarding your health or regarding your relationship? And they're like, finances, or whatever one-word answer that comes out of their mouth. You can immediately go to one of the TEDs. I usually go with the tell me more. So to be like, finances, tell me more about finances, or tell me more about how finances have played a role in your relationship. It's very hard if I keep probing this way for them to only give me one-word answers. And make it very safe. Make sure that you're nodding and looking at them or taking notes. You're very engaged in what they're saying. Tell your face that you're interested in what they're having to say. And the more you're interested in, the more you're probing, and the more you're setting up a safe space for them to clearly articulate what's going on, that's going to help them talk more. The other thing is, you ask a great open-ended question. Don't do what many people do, which is to immediately close it. Hey, what would you say the biggest challenge is in your relationship? Is it finances? I hear that all the time. You take a great open-ended question and you close it off, because then they're able to, that you give them a safe out. Yeah, it's finances, or no, it's not finances. So ask a great open-ended question, and even if it doesn't make sense or it didn't land the way you wanted it to, go to silent mode. Just wait. Because if they didn't understand the question, they'll tell you. They'll be like, I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. Perfect. It's a great moment for you to say, let me ask it a different way. Or let me put it this way. Or, you know what? I heard it come out of my mouth and I didn't totally understand it either. Let me try that one again. What I'm really looking for here is, tell me about, or describe to me, or educate me, or what is it that, and then ask that question, and then again, just wait. And just, some people, they're kinesthetic, which means that they really feel the answers. Give them time. Let them feel the right answer, and then they'll tell you. If you start talking, it will stop the progress in that wonderful open-ended question that you just did. And other times, it's such a great open-ended question that they hadn't thought about it yet. Let them process. You're making real progress right now, because they're like, well, you know what that brings up for me? That 3 seconds feels like 10, but it's so important, and just let them talk. Let them talk. So that's the biggest part today when it comes to those that don't talk. Ask great open-ended questions. Ask a follow-up TED question if you need to. Tell me more about. By the way, that also works if you didn't understand what they said. If they're like, yeah, well, the bifurcation of the altal levelator isn't really working. I see. Tell me more about that. Because it didn't make any sense. But I'm just going to say, tell me more about that, right? And just let them talk. That's all for today's quick tip, and we will see you tomorrow when we're going to talk about the opposite, which is How do you handle a babbler?